Hello!
Hey, dear friend.
Lindsay. Hey, it's Lindsay the Stager here. Floralese Design Time from the floor up. And today we have my friend, Realtor Stager, Ellie Mayes. Hello!
Hello.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Wilson, and you're watching the Design Time from the floor up video podcast.
Well, I am so glad to have you. You are like the first... What were you going to say? I'll stop talking.
I'm glad to be here.
Good. So Ellie is part of our, Pod Posse are my listeners, but Ellie is part of our RISA group. Remember I told you guys about the Real Estate Staging Association? Ellie is a part of that with Cherie, who you've already met, and then Dory, who you're going to meet in March. And so, but Ellie's got a little triple threat going on here. She is a stager and a friend and a realtor on top of that. What does that mean? What is your staging company and your real estate company called, Ellie?
Well, I have a real estate company called Upmarket Realty, and I have a staging company called Upstaging Designs. They kind of...
Up.
I am very up. They came about sort of at the same time in my midlife reinvention of myself.
Oh, I like the reinvention, not a crisis, a reinvention.
Well, I stayed home with my kids for 14 years and then decided I needed a career in my 40s. And this is where I ended up.
That's amazing. I could never stay home with my kids for 14 years. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that ever. We were just talking about hot flashes and menopause, and Brittany, the producer, who I call Gelman, as if we're on Regis and Kelly. She was like, "Oh my God, are you pregnant?" And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I would jump off the deck. I've had it." But anyway, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
14 years is worth it. It was, I don't know how it happened that it was 14 years. The last 4 years, I was a homeschool mom. And not in the kind of homeschooling that you did. I was actually responsible for them.
The kind of homeschooling that I did. Remember when I was breastfeeding River and holding court with Risa, and Daisy's learning times tables in the background, and you can see my brain exploding. Too much.
I felt sorry for every single parent that I walked into a staging consultation and they were trying to figure out how to teach their kids and do a job. And, oh, by the way, I'm going to sell my house now.
Yeah, and give you their attention.
Yes.
So when they give you their attention, so what comes first, the stager or the realtor? The chicken or the egg?
I live in two totally different worlds. And so when I go out to do a staging consultation and work on behalf of another real estate agent, I am 100% their stager, part of their team. And then when I become a real estate agent, I'm somebody's realtor. But I don't want those things to cross over. I want real estate agents to feel confident that I'm going to walk in as part of their team and their staging expert. And
what did you do first?
I became an assistant. My first job, when I stopped being a stay-at-home mom, I was an assistant for a realtor, and I got my license while I was working for her, and I just did everything with her, except for negotiate contracts and lead generate. I was doing all of it, and I went out on all the staging consultations, and that's where I fell in love with it. I loved that piece of it. I would be with this staging consultant who was telling sellers what to do, and I'm like, well, what about this? And what about that? And I learned a ton from her, and so I learned how to be a stager while I was being an assistant. But then when I stopped being an assistant, I was also a licensed realtor. And so I started selling real estate because that was what I had a license to do. And and people started asking to help with their staging. Other realtors did. And that piece of my business grew. And because I would never call anybody and say, hello, would you like to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? I didn't really actually succeed in that part. I'm not a good lead generator.
So you were a realtor who turned into a stager.
Sort of.
But you didn't turn into it. You were born a boy and a girl.
Maybe.
Is that a good comparison? No. Well, hold on.
No, I mean, I started selling real estate, and I loved the staging piece of it, so I wanted to do it for everybody else. And I've never stopped selling real estate, but I've also always been I've been a real estate investor longer than I've been in the industry. So that's the other thing, is that I'm an investor. And
oh God, there's so much. That's your triple threat. It does.
I'm a landlord too.
Oh my God, 4. And friend.
And 5. I can do everything.
Oh my God. You are so cool. So
Not really. Not really.
Wait a second. Do you stage your own listings?
Yeah, well, I actually have a good story. So I
knew you would.
I just had a listing this past weekend, and it was a client that I had helped them sell and buy a house 3 years ago. And then they have moved to Asheville. So they wanted to sell their house here. And I went in the house, and they are, most people don't have stage-worthy furniture. And it was a little bit of a...
That was a nice way to say it.
Well, most people don't. And they have 3 little kids, like all preschoolers. And it was only a 1,300 square foot house. And they had already bought another house. So go there, and I will sell this one. So it also had kind of an awkward floor plan. So I invited your friend and mine, Cherie, over to the house.
I know this. Yes.
Yeah. So Cherie comes over, and she's like, "You're right. This is a weird floor plan." So the sellers moved out. They painted the whole house, and Cherie came in and staged it. And in a market where everything is really slow, I had over 20 showings, multiple offers, and sold it second day on the market.
For over or asking?
It was over.
Good. That's what I wanted you to say.
I mean, I can't tell you what it sold for until it closes, but Cherie did an amazing job. And it was actually a little bit weird for me because I've never hired another stager to stage one of my listings before, but I don't have furniture. I don't carry that kind of inventory. If I have a seller who's got their house furnished, I can bring in some art or lamps or pillows or bedding. And I've done that for my listings before, but I've never full on hired a stager and paid the thousands of dollars it costs to do that. But in this case, I knew it would be worth it and way overpaid for it.
Why didn't you make the seller pay, Cherie? Why did you?
So the seller's paying for it in the commission that they're paying me. I mean, I took on the risk. And that, I mean, I think some realtors do that. The seller paid for it, but they are not going to pay for it until closing. And they're going to pay a higher commission than they would have if I just wasn't including that as part of my expenses. But it's a marketing expense, and I have to build that into what I'm going to get paid at the end of the day. And it's what a lot of realtors do. So it's just a marketing expense. Staging is just like professional photography, just like anything else they decide to cover.
Cleaning, carpet cleaning, all the things. It's a necessary part of the process.
And so depending on how any realtor wants to do it, those are all marketing expenses that are going to help present the house. And so who pays for it? It's all negotiable. Everything about real estate is negotiable.
So here's what I want to say. It's important that everybody understands that there are 2 different kinds of stagers. I'm going to reiterate this again. Cherie has inventory. She has a ginormous warehouse of like 5,000 square feet and it's attic, right? Okay, so you and I, me minus the realtor side of it, are occupied staging specialists. Yes, we can bring in a little enhancements, but I don't even have that stuff on me. I make, if I suggest a rug, I'm going to make the sellers say, pay for it. And I'm going to say, this will be an investment, not only for your pictures that I'm going to stage this with, but also for your new home. And what's happening when I say that is I'm starting this trend. In the last few months, I swear to God, it's like clockwork. An hour into my consultation, the seller goes, "Oh my God, would you please come and help me with my new house?" And I'm like, "Of course." And it couldn't be better. That tells me I've earned their credentials. They are trusting me. They see what I'm saying. I see what they have. It's like a win-win-win-win-win city. And I love the design aspect of it too. However, unlike you, I do not want to be a realtor. I do not want to look at the offer that's coming in while I'm watching the 4th of July fireworks with my family.
I have said I don't want to be a realtor. I like doing some real estate. I like the sale process of like listing a house. But I get anxiety about taking that kind of responsibility because being a real estate agent is a huge responsibility and it's a huge time commitment. So
I know, you're in charge of their dream.
And I only want to do so many. I look at realtors who are doing 50, 60, 70 transactions, running a team. And in some ways, if you have a team, I think it's a great setup because you have backup. We're solopreneurs. And as a solopreneur, nobody's running backup for you. I do have some backup now, but he's married to me, so we go on the same vacation.
See, that is so smart. And the fact that you can even work with your husband. I don't want to do that like ever. Sometimes I don't want to do it either. Sure.
I just want sometimes for him to go away for the weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Just go away.
I want him to like not work from home. I want to like come in from my class and he's like all up my ass with his fingers in my ear about the goddamn renovations and like everything. And I'm like, oh my God, would you please just stop talking about it for a minute and pretend like you don't know me? Can I
the
just
good
like
news
be here
is that
and
I have
a
my
lunch
own
break?
office. Yeah. The good news is I have my own office and the longer we work together, the more we have different responsibilities. I'm the stager. He has nothing to do with that piece of business.
Ooh,
it's
that's
the real
good.
estate stuff that we do together.
See, I'm the stager too, Ellie. And I'm married to like an art director who thinks that he's going to pick out the tile.
Oh.
I'm sorry. What? In what gay hell is that going to work? But you know what? Don't tell him I said this. Like this whole podcast, we cannot tell him anything, but because of
I'm
all
sure
the
he
things that
doesn't
I
watch
say.
it.
Well, that's what I was. No, of course not. He's my husband. I'm like famous for saying that on here. He makes good selections. Whatever. Enough about him. Back to you. So, if you're a realtor, upmarket real estate, right?
Realty. Yeah, upmarket realty.
Upmarket realty, upstaging design, up. I love it. Then what is this like new thing that you've just taken on called Airbnb? Is there like an up in there?
No. It's, I mean,
Is it down?
I have tried to like build that into my name now. It didn't really. It's not. I have had 2 Airbnbs in Cary for a little over a year. And one has recently converted to 30-day plus rentals because Ellie, the real estate agent, was irresponsible and didn't read the HOA covenants very carefully. So,
is that you? Are you like speaking in third person?
I read the covenants and didn't read the last paragraph. We got called into the principal's office at the HOA and so now we have to do 30-day rentals. But we have somebody coming in the 1st of February from Korea, I think. And then we have a couple they're signing a lease today. We just finished doing everything. They're going to come in the middle of March and stay for 3 months. They're relocating to the area. So there's a huge market for people who want 30 to 90-day rentals. You would not believe how many people are staying in furnished rentals and moving to this area. Like they're moving here in droves. We hear that, and they're all staying in furnished rentals, not all of them.
Why is that? Is it cheaper? Is it cheaper than renting for like a 6-month lease?
Well, if you sign a year-long lease and you want to buy a house, you can buy a house for a year. And most landlords don't want to rent for less than a year because turnover is expensive. So when you can rent for a shorter amount of time, adding the value of having furniture in there means that they don't have to bring any furniture. They don't have to set up their dishes. They don't have to bring a blender or toaster. They just come in. and they can plop themselves down. And that's what they'll do. They'll stay for 3 months and put their stuff in storage. And then when they find something, here's the thing. We have gotten real estate clients from this. So the hope is like they'll stay for 3 months and they'll want to buy a house. And so we'll help them buy a house. So that's been a nice lead source for us too.
I wonder if I should have done that. Now that we are 6 months in to this renovation where
God.
I'm going to like, this is going to be where I die, you know? Like, we're 6 months in this apartment that was supposed to take 4 months and we're not even close. They don't even have the drywall up yet, Ellie.
I can't wait to see it.
Thanks.
I can't wait to see it.
At my 9-foot island with a glass of wine. I'll get back to a glass of wine in just a sec. But what I wanted to say is, so I'm paying out my asshole to go month to month in this apartment and not sign a year lease and not sign a 6-month lease, but just not know when I'm ever going to be moving out of here because of our stupid project. So is staying at an Airbnb more financially beneficial? Is it more expensive if you get all the furniture and the blender?
And utilities. Yeah. I'm probably, so the people are coming in for 3 months. We're probably getting about $1,100, maybe a little bit more premium for them to stay in there. At this point, I've already bought the furniture and I rented that place out for 2 days to 2 weeks for a year. And it's very profitable if as long as nothing terrible happens, it can be really profitable to have that kind of rental because you can make 2 to 3 times in a month what you would get on a regular rental. So like a place that we could rent for $1,700 a month. I can get anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 a month on Airbnb. But I also have to clean it. I had to put all the furniture in there. But once the furniture is all paid for, it's done. And now I just have to wash the sheets and the towels and replace broken dishes.
Yeah, but it's also makes me even look stupider because if they're only paying $1,100 a month and they get all
no, $1,100 premium over what they would pay otherwise. So because they're renting my furniture and I'm paying all the utilities, they're paying me about $1,100 more per month than they would be paying. So
are they paying you more than $2,000 a month? I'm about to slit my wrists. Okay, fine. Because I'm paying about $2,000 a month. It's just, blowing away in the wind the longer that we stay here. And like the renovation, it's like drip, drip, drippity drip. Worse than watching paint dry. It's like checking to see if a faucet is going to dry up. Okay, well, that makes me feel better that I could have been staying at an Airbnb and not like using all of my things and whatever. God.
I mean, if you hadn't, you would have had to put all your stuff in storage and pay for storage and stay in.
That's true.
Yeah. No, furnished rentals are more expensive because they're furnished, because the landlord is paying all the utilities, and because you can get them for a shorter term. So the same place that you might get for $1,800 a month, you would pay $2,800 to $3,000 a month on a short-term lease.
This is all good, very information. What is the difference in design? What were you going to say? What?
No, and then it becomes different if they're just renting it for the weekend. Because then you're breaking it down to a nightly rate, which you can get something on Airbnb for $50 a night and $10,000 a night. I mean,
right.
Some of the places on Airbnb are amazing.
I think the Airbnb, I know, and I think that the fun little places like the storage containers that they've made into a tiny little house, or like the campers, that's so fun. What a great idea! You should do that. You should like decorate an Airstream camper.
I don't think I want to.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I just got done doing my my first beach rental too. So we bought a vacation place at the beach too. So it's now my third short-term rental, but we're not going to manage it because it's at the beach.
The Design Time from the Flora podcast is sponsored by Florally, your premier source for designer-inspired floors. Use Florally's live chat with real human beings to answer your flooring questions and even book a free in-home consultation.
I want to hear about that place at the beach, but hold on. First, I want to hear about what is the difference in staging a home to sell and staging an Airbnb for trillions of people to traffic in.
Well, when you look at the pictures online, you are selling just like if you think about like if you're selling a house and you're staging it, most people are going to walk in the front door. And so you have to think about what it's going to look like in the pictures and how it's going to feel when you walk through the house.
But are you like spending a lot more on a sectional that has performance fabric, or are you spending?
Yeah. So if I was carrying a bunch of furniture, when I did have some furniture, and I never did anything like what Cherie has, but when I had furniture, I was like, okay, I'm going to buy the cheapest, best looking sofa, because a cheap piece of furniture is also light. You can pick it up and carry it, and you would never want anything that was like a super heavy, really nice piece of furniture. Whereas it probably is worth investing in some furniture for Airbnb, but it depends on the level of the property that you're renting. So I wouldn't say, it's funny because I have this conversation with my cleaner. I don't think that I have a luxury property. And they're like, well, you're kind of borderline luxury because a lot of them are trash. At least my stuff.
You just said you speak to your cleaner. I thought you were cleaning it and washing the sheets. And I was going to ask you, why do you do that? Why didn't you just have somebody do it for you?
I have a cleaner who cleans it for me.
Okay, good.
When
because
I first started,
disgusting. I've done it.
I'm much better at cleaning up my Airbnb than I am about cleaning my own house.
Yeah, but it's like strangers that leave like beard hair in the sink. Ugh.
Oh, they leave way worse than that.
I know.
Way worse than that.
So I don't want you to do that because I've done it. When I lived in Australia, I was like the project manager of a rental property with disgusting boys that stayed in it.
Boys are gross, but I raised two of them, and I'm here to tell you that River is going to be disgusting.
Oh my God, Ellie, he already is. He is going to be 3 in March, which is like 2 months away, and he shows absolutely no sign of potty training. And wants to sit in shit. And if you ask him, River, do you have a poopy diaper? No, mama. Oh my God, he will give himself a rash. I mean, of course, I don't let him. I always check the back. And also, he's like so stinky. But boys are so disgusting. Sharing a bathroom with a boy is disgusting.
Are you going to relieve Daisy from that and get her a separate bathroom?
Nope.
I think it's good character building to make our children share bathrooms.
I do too. I had to share with my brother.
I actually went on a staging consultation one time, and this woman said that her son and her daughter fought so much over the bathroom, they were going to sell their perfectly good house in West Gary and buy another one where they could have separate bathrooms.
And then she's going to only find a husband who will give her her own toilet. Do you know what I used to do to my brother? My brother and I had to share a bathroom. I would literally like brush my teeth and leave all the spit and like wipe it on his towel. Or like something that I'm like crazy about now. I would tell Daisy, get the spit out of the sink. Don't just leave that for this fairy, me, to come up after and clean up after you. But I used to purposely leave the spit in the sink too. He's 3 years younger than me. And my husband, Bikes, is 5 years younger than me. I still can't get over that I am married to somebody who is...
I did not know that.
Yes.
You cougar.
I mean, I rock that cradle nightly. I'm a rah. But he has just started, like maybe intentionally trying to annoy me by leaving the toilet seat up. And his mother raised 2 boys, just like you, and she taught them to put it down. Oh, no. I'm like, if you ever want to get laid again, you need to put the fucking toilet seat down. Because he does this, and it's like a little brother sharing a bathroom with me. Not
the
okay.
worst part of it is that in my house, it's random. He was really good about it for a really long time, and now it's random. And so randomly, I could end up at 2 o'clock in the morning in the toilet.
That's happened to you? I always like turn my watch light on just to make sure that I'm not like... I would wake up the whole house with a machine gun. I would be so pissed. I swear to God. I swear to God.
If you feel like you've taught them, then it should always be true. But
there's
sometimes they fail. And now my children, when they come home, they have bad habits at home. I know that because they come home to my house and they don't put the seat down.
And they leave like spit on the towel.
Well, they don't brush their teeth there anymore. Empty nest is a wonderful thing.
I'm sure. I should be an empty nester like now. Like when me and Bikes' parents were 47 years old, we were seniors in high school. Oh no, I'm about to be 48. And I was just talking about potty training with an almost 3-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Okay,
what
well,
the heck?
I'm 6 years older than you, and I have an empty nest.
I look like that. What?
I was 25 when I sat my husband down and said, we're going to be parents.
Oh my God.
Oops.
Oops.
26 when I had my first baby. So
okay.
You were doing different things when you were 26.
I was. And I didn't have Daisy until I was 38.
Yeah.
And so for you and Britt to be like, oh my God, are you pregnant? I want to be like, oh my God, are you like insane? No, I'm so like good, and I will do the best I can at this age. But I mean, is there ever a right age? Who knows?
No.
What I want to tell you though.
Go.
No,
tell
you
me.
go. You go.
I would have been a better mother.
What?
I would have been a better mother if I had waited.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got that on you. Not that I'm a better mother than you in general.
No,
but that
wiser.
I'm a wiser, and also I don't have an ounce of patience in my entire body, but I am more patient. And I am, what did I hear Ryan Seacrest say on the radio today? Stop looking for the next moment instead of taking this one in. That's what he said. And so I'm really happy about taking the moments in and getting off my phone and listening to River just all of a sudden singing to YouTube. He will sing Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, Big Energy. Like, he knows everything, and it's just amazing to watch. Because I look back even when I was struggling as a single mom trying to start a business and raise Daisy on my own, I'm kind of like don't remember it as well because I was so like, and I just couldn't give her as much attention, and she was at daycare for way longer than River is. I mean, I have to put on my mom hat at 3:30 every day and pick up Daisy. And I used to leave her at daycare from 10 to 6. I got a lot more shit done, but now I'm like,
It's all in timing and what works for you at the time. But I'm going to tell you that, like, I stayed at home. When my second was born, I stayed at home. And I stayed at home for 14 years, going back to work when my youngest was 14 years old. And I still don't remember all that. I always had a little something going on the side. I always did a little bit of work. But no, I don't remember it. It doesn't matter if you're working or not. If you stay home, that's harder.
I know. I can't even. I would much rather stage Airbnbs. What's the difference in staging a home to list or an Airbnb?
I think that you need to do... I think a lot of it is the same. When you are staging something that's going to be a furnished rental, you also want to make sure that people can see what's available. And sometimes that means you take pictures of open cabinets with dishes and appliances in them, but you want to have appliances and paper towels and all those things that you would put away for staging a house to sell, because you're also trying to sell the practicality of the property that you're staging for Airbnb.
What if you come back after a weekend and somebody has literally dropped a bottle of red wine on this beautiful gray sectional? Do you buy a new sectional? Do you try to clean it? Do you get performance fabric so it cleans right off? Are you like spending more money on performance fabric because that will be the most durable, long-lasting thing? Or what were you saying about going back to getting the best looking for the lowest price?
I think you have to balance it out. So like if you're doing a really high-end luxury rental, then you need to go buy high-end luxury furniture. But I'm not trying to do a high-end luxury piece. I'm trying to do something that looks really nice, that's comfortable, and has everything that people want, that it's going to be attractive, because there's a lot where people just go to Walmart and buy whatever they can find on sale, and it doesn't go together. And so just the fact that I have a design sense is going to make mine look better than somebody who just puts it together with whatever they can find off of Facebook Marketplace.
Now,
But
Ellie,
then,
with your design sense, when you are speaking of durability and furniture, let me just add something for florally. What kind of floors do you put in an Airbnb? Are they, this is a multiple choice question. A, carpet. B, tile. C, engineered LVP. Or D, hardwoods.
I have LVP in all of my rental properties.
Good,
I mean,
of
some
course.
of them still have some carpet in it, but
Carpet is so gross. Now, listen, I was just talking to our sponsor, my dear friend David Rigua, about carpet this morning because he was trying to figure out like what I need to sell to my customers. I replace carpet in a lot of my resales and a lot of my stagings because I can't put in a new kind of flooring, such as LVP, if you walk into the foyer and the first floor has pine hardwood floors. And then starting up the stairs is 20-year-old carpet. I'm going to replace the carpet. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's the least expensive. I can get a low pile builder grade, and it's going to look the best for showings and pictures. And we'll leave it up to the new buyers if they want to like replace all of the floors or whatever. But you cannot mix your floors, is my point.
well, when we just did a full renovation at the beach place, it's a 1,200 square foot condo. And so we have LVP that goes through every square inch of it, into the closets, into the bathrooms.
Perfect.
Everything is a nice neutral LVP that should last. And it had sheet vinyl, and it had carpet, and it had awful LVP that was in there. So we replaced all that. And then I've done the same thing at some of my other properties where I've replaced it with LVP.
Yeah.
We were talking this morning about one of our properties, and we've had a tenant in there. He's going on 4 years, and in that house, it's got hardwoods in the foyer, carpet in the bedroom and in the family room, sheet vinyl in the bathroom and the kitchen, carpet going up the stairs, and so when the tenant leaves, I'm looking
It
at
all
a pretty
comes out.
I'm looking at a big cost to rip out all those
So-
floors.
Yes, LVP wins over and over and over again, unless we have a 1942 bungalow and you know who wants to keep the original floors.
Oh,
again,
see, I would do
I know.
that.
Yeah, I
No.
know, because it's in 1942. I know.
I had this client who they were renovating a 70s house this fall, and he was going to put engineered hardwoods over the old wood floors. I'm like, absolutely not. Do not do that.
No.
And I
mean,
talked
you've
him out of
gotta
spending a lot more
remain-
money.
Yeah, it is a lot more expensive. Let's be clear on that. LVP is a financially beneficial solution, I think.
Well, I had him refinish the original hardwoods, which was
Yeah,
cheaper
good.
than putting LVP over top of it. But he was
Perfect.
thinking he was going to replace everything.
But what I mean is the expense is like, obviously we've added 1,000 square feet, so we're going to have to put in brand new, but sand it and finish it to make it match the old, which is like, I mean, where's the easy button? Nowhere.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like
It'll be
anything.
awesome.
When you're staging, it's what makes sense for the property. So you're not doing this and spending all this money on a piece of property that is never going to be worth what you put into it.
Yeah.
You're making an investment. It's going to be worth it.
I just want to say another thing. The last time I saw you, we were having that dinner at our beloved place, Lucky 32, where we like to have dinner with the girls. And someone had lost a whole bunch of weight. It wasn't you. It wasn't me. But what did she lose? Like 36 pounds, for crying out loud, in
No,
4
I think
months?
it was like 47.
my
It was a
God.
lot.
So here's what I want everybody to know if you're like struggling with your New Year's resolution weight loss. So Ellie and I were like, oh my God, we got to get on that weight loss train. And so the key words are intermittent fasting.
Are
How's
you
it
going to
going?
make me accountable?
Oh, yeah. What you got?
1 pound.
What?
Well,
You
I
lost
just that. I'm not. So some of this is not fair. And
Which part is fair?
I haven't had a drink all month. Actually, I lied. I did cheat once. What about you? You were giving it up after Bikes' birthday.
That's right. His birthday was January 9th, and yesterday was 2 weeks, and I had drinks 14 days. I had drinks 4 days out of those 14 days, but they were for very special events that I could not get out of.
So
And it's okay.
It's
I
okay.
think.
It's okay. There was no rule that said you can't cheat. I decided that I was going to do dry January, and the good news is that my husband's doing it with me, so we're
Yeah.
backing each other up. Although I think he's cheated more than me. But we had a house that we sold for a friend of ours, and it was on the market for almost 60 days before it went under contract. But there's reasons why, and it was beautiful, and we got exactly what we were supposed to out of the house, and the timing worked out perfect for her. So it went under contract right before Christmas, and we just closed last week, and we took them out to dinner.
And you had a bottle of champagne.
No, I had a Cosmopolitan.
Okay, good. Even better.
And one very expensive glass of wine.
So here's the deal. It's not like I'm trying to be sober. You know? I just wanted to lose like 50 pounds. And also, if you want to like wonder if you need to lose weight, just
how
do
many
a
have
video.
you lost?
Okay, hold on. I'll tell you in just a sec. But when you're on a video podcast, I mean, I look like so jowly. I look like Jabba the Hutt. It's like, remember Monica on Friends when she's like, they're getting ready for the prom and Chandler's like, geez, man. I mean, you were like so heavy. And she goes, what? The camera adds 10 pounds. And he goes, how many cameras were on you? That's how I feel. There's only one camera on me right now, but I am like, okay, so how many pounds did I lose? It's only been 2 weeks. And the first week I lost 4 pounds and I was like, hallelujah. And then the second week, nothing. See, that's such a
was
tease
probably
because
water
I
weight.
thought I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get back to it.
Bike said that intermittent fasting, and he works for a nutrition company.
Okay.
So I guess he may have a point. Don't tell him. He said that intermittent fasting is a lifestyle change and that it could take 6 months or 3 months or a month to see a change. But, you know, like, here's the thing. I'll tell you what the major thing is that I've noticed. Instead of Lindsay the Stager having a bottle of wine a night and thinking that that's okay, it's not like I was ever like falling on my face, passing out, not able to save my children in a fire drunk. But it just kind of like put my shoulders down and I looked forward to it at the end of the day. I looked forward to like the finish line of opening that bottle of wine and being like, okay. So like the last hour of the day between like 4 to 6, you're waiting to open that bottle of wine and you could be like biting onto a leather strap to get there, right? In the last 2 weeks, I'm like totally fine. I'm much calmer, not waiting for that end of the day. And they say that it takes 2 weeks to break a habit. It was 2 weeks for me yesterday, and I'm just not even thinking about it anymore. And if I went out to lunch like I did last weekend with my realtor friend Isabel after a consultation, we had a glass of champagne at lunch. But that's the thing that I want to explain. Because you're going to intermittent fast, because you're going to stop drinking, because you're going to try to lose weight, you don't have to stop living. Clients that I worked for in this beautiful neighborhood in Wilmington, Landfall, I staged their home, it sold fast, and then they let me decorate their second one in Landfall. They had a dinner party for Bikes and I.
Oh, fun.
2 weekends ago when I like first started this whole thing. And you bet your bottom dollar that I had a few glasses of wine because that's a special occasion. And the good thing about intermittent fasting is that you can get right back on the next day.
I think that that's
You're
the truth
welcome,
about
intermittent fasting.
I think that that's the truth about everything, though. Like, if you fall off the horse, just get back on. Tomorrow's
Right.
a new day.
Like, why do you have to wait until January 1st, for crying out loud?
Or even
March
if you're
1st.
in the middle of cheating on your diet and you're in the middle of eating something that you shouldn't eat, it's okay to stop in the middle
Oh,
and go,
that's a
oh, wait,
good
I didn't mean to
one.
do that.
See, that's hard for me to do. Like, I have to have the whole bottle of wine because A, I don't want to drink the bad half bottle of wine the next night because I don't like how it tastes after you haven't finished it when you've opened the whole thing. Even
There's
if you
that.
get the special thing that like sucks it all out, no, I'm not gonna like it as much. It's gonna taste vinegary to me.
I can say that I feel the same way. I would look forward to it. There's days though, I'm a total introvert. And so at the end of the day,
Did you say introvert?
100%.
Ellie, no, you're not. I mean, unless we're like a complete yin and yang where I am so not and you so are. I don't think you're such an introvert. But I mean, if you're going to say that, I guess it's okay.
I can turn it on. At the end of the day, when I've been around people all day, I just go away, leave me alone, give me a glass of wine. And it's that finish line. I love that. The way though you talked about it, you're like, I hit the finish line. I get a glass of wine now.
Right. I was a good mother, a good stager, a good wife. I cleaned up the house. I did this. It's time for me to like have a glass of wine or 5, God damn it. Right?
So lemon water and hot tea are not quite the same, but I definitely feel like I'm doing a little bit better. I have this whole other thing going on though. Like I am full on menopause, and I think that that's happening to me, and that is making between comfort food and my weird hormones. I was awake for 2 hours in the middle of the night last night. 2 hours.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is so good. Bert's going to be like, okay, we're done. And we're going to be like, oh, hell no. We just got to the menopause part. Okay. Okay. So you said that you're 6 years older than me. So you are, so 6 plus 47 is 48 for 9, 50, 51, 53?
54.
You're going to be 54 this year.
No, I turned 54 a couple months ago. You will be 48 before I turn 55. So.
Oh my God. Okay, so you're 54. And here I am at almost 48. And I swore up and down that for the last year, I did not get a period. Lo and freaking behold, is it because I stopped drinking? Is it because I lost 4 pounds? I don't think so. But I got a full-on Texas Chainsaw Massacre period. Like I was a teenager and had never used a tampon before. Like blowout central, get out of my way. I think you just said that you like backed out backwards after a staging consultation.
It was awful. It's the beginning of the end. I can tell you that.
And it's not like we've been dealing with this. We have been dealing with this for like 40 years, for crying out loud. Well, not since I was 7. I was like 16, but whatever the math is.
But it's awful at the end, and the reward is that it stops. And then you're awake up in middle. There's the reward that it stops, and then oh by the way, you're going to be awake for 2 hours in the middle of the night, pulling the covers off, putting the covers back on, pulling the covers off.
I would like rip my clothes off, and like my children come in the morning and they're like, "Mom, why are you naked?" And,
it's not what you think.
I know that's the story you're looking for, you dirty little 9-year-old, but it's okay. Nobody's getting laid right now with children.
It's full on. My hormones are a mess, and I don't know. I have 3 sisters. I can't even tell you. Like 2 sisters. I have 2 sisters, and I don't know when people stopped and started, because then there's all these other things that come into it. It just gets too dark. But
well,
I don't know what my sisters would. I can't compare my menopause to their menopause, and I actually thought that I had like gotten the lucky straw, and I wasn't going to get hot flashes. I asked my doctor last year. I'm like, so I haven't really had hot flashes, and I had stopped my period. But the he said, well, maybe you'll be lucky because not all women get hot flashes. And I didn't even recognize it. My husband recognized it. And he came home one day and he's like, he opened up the back door.
The freezer for you to stick your head in?
No, I'm sitting in the living room and he came home and he turned on the fireplace. I'm like, what are you doing? It's hot in here. He goes, no, it's not. It's freezing. And I had the thermostat on 68.
It's like that movie, Father of the Bride 2. When they're like, anyway. Okay, so let me ask you a question. This is very interesting for our pod posse who is still listening, hopefully. If I thought I was in menopause, but I got a full-on period, am I in menopause? Can you have a period during menopause?
So I've done a little reading on it. It's called, you're in perimenopause. And you have not completed menopause is apparently, it's not a season, it's an event. And an event is you've hit menopause when you haven't had a period for a year.
A year. That's what I thought I was in.
So you haven't hit it. You're not at the finish line yet.
Awesome.
I hit the finish line, except for that they say that you can have this for a few months to a few years to the rest of your life. So
it's all crap. It's all crap. What do you do to remedy your menopause? At Ellie the introvert.
I ordered some supplement off of Amazon.
Me too.
Started. I'm waiting for it to come.
Is it called is it by Happy Mammoth?
No.
I have Happy Mammoth.
Does it work?
a monthly subscription. Yes, it's called Hormone Harmony. And it stopped my hot flashes and maybe gave me a period. I mean, who knows? What am I, healthier because I stopped drinking 2 weeks ago? I don't know. And my gynecologist, I keep hearing her in the back of my mind. She's always like, Linz, I know you want that glass of wine at the end of the day, but drinking makes your hormones crazier. It makes your hot flashes more severe. So, do we ever get a break? I mean, come on.
I've been really, it makes me nauseous. So I'm actually giving thought about giving up caffeine too.
What makes you nauseous?
Hot flashes. Not always, but sometimes I just I don't feel good. So I don't know. I'm thinking about giving up caffeine, but we're going to try this supplement, see what happens.
I mean, why do we have to give up all the fun stuff? Guess what we have to give up? This. For it's saying wrap it up.
Oh.
Can you believe we could just hot flashes, menopause, drinking, staging, design. Remember? I've loved having you on, my friend.
Thank you for having me. It was not scary. I told you I'm not good in front of people.
Yes, you
are. I'll talk all day in front of people as long as there's not a camera pointed at me.
Dude, the teenagers on TikTok are going to be so interested in our menopause talk. You don't even know.
I might actually have to subscribe to TikTok.
I know. I'm not on TikTok. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know. I'm not. Are you?
Okay.
No, you're
No. My kids are.
Well, listen, I will talk to you right after this, and I will see you tomorrow.
Soon.
But I hope that you had a good time. I loved having you on here.
Thank you for having me.
Posse, you are so welcome. You are so welcome, Ellie. And to the listeners who are still with us, all three of you, just kidding. Tune in with me next time, Posse. This is Floorly Design Time from the floor up, because that's what we cover with your host, Lindsay the Stager, Lindsay Wilson Mears. Peace out.
Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying this episode, please like, comment, or subscribe. If you don't like it, then f*** off.